It's MyEd with Jeff. Seriously, it's MyEd with Jeff. Oh, okay, why isn't it taking a picture? Oh, it's taking a video. Entering marks for standards-based grading. As I noted in the last video, entering marks in a standards-based gradebook can be very complicated and frankly, a little bit irritating. So I'm going to show you some ways to do it right and some ways to do it wrong so that you can tell when you start doing it wrong. So I'm going to look here in my alter ego as a new media 11 teacher. And you'll see down at the bottom, I have my A and B classes that I've been entering marks for. I'm going to take a look at my B block class, and I'll show you the assignments that I've recently created. So these assignments are all under category code EOL, Evidence of Learning, that we created before, but they're all related to the same um, concept where we are working on an essay. So we're talking about constructing paragraphs, paragraph sample, thesis statement, writing body paragraphs, and writing an effective conclusion. Each of these assignments has standards attached to them, and they also have the all category attached. Okay? So that way we'll be able to see all of those things when we're there. I don't have to save here because I haven't made any changes. And once again, when you're looking at this, you may wish to add files so that students can see what the assignment is, and parents. You may wish to describe it or cut and paste a description, but I haven't done that for the purposes of this video. So we're going to go to the scores page. And in the scores page, we want to look at the standards-based gradebook. So we've selected standards here from this tab. But when you do it this way, you'll see that we have all the standards for English language arts added in this one thing. And you can only enter one at a time. So if I select that all column, I can enter the all mark for each assignment. Or for example, I were to look at one of these, evaluate, demonstrate speaking and listening. I haven't accessed that. I haven't entered any assignments that have that standard, so therefore I can't see a marks column for it. So how do we solve this little problem? What we want to do here is look specifically at the student. So if we look at Jazia here, and we select the standards-based gradebook, and we have that standard as all, then it encompasses all of the standards that we've selected. So we have all 5 assignments that are with EOL, Evidence of Learning, and the standards that are associated with each of these assignments. So we have a traditional column where we can enter a mark for the assignment. What we want to avoid here is putting a mark out of 10 because this is a standards-based assessment. But if you wanted to give the assignment an overall mark and say that the person is, say, emerging, you can do that in that traditional column. If you put letters and numbers, you could mix the two types of grade books, but it really kind of defeats the purpose of using standards-based grading. Because what we're doing is we're trying to put all of the information about standards into one report. So if you hover over the column name at the top, you'll be able to tell which column it is that you're entering. So if you hover, it will eventually show you express and support an opinion with evidence, respond to text, personal, creative, critical ways, use writing and design processes to create texts. So we've selected these standards because that's what each assignment goes after. So for writing an effective conclusion, I've marked the student based on how well they've done on this particular task to do with the standards. So I'm going to put they are emerging here. And I'm also going to choose um, proficient for that particular skill, which is use writing and design processes to create text. Now, the thesis statement assignment, we have different standards selected. So we have express and support an opinion with evidence and use writing and design processes to create text. So we can place our marks in here. They are proficient at this, but in this assignment, they didn't meet this standard. It was emerging. In the body paragraph section, we're in to this standard right here, express and support an opinion with evidence. So they are proficient at this. And in this column, we have respond to text, personal, creative, critical ways. So this would be how well they have found the evidence. It's a little bit different of a curriculum standard. So this person is actually extending in this area. And we see we've got all. We're going to leave all blank because we're not giving them a standards-based assessment on that. And then for paragraph sample, we have similar marks here. So I'm not going to explain what they are. I'm just going to go through them. Okay. And there we go. Now I've completed that student's work, and I can see that they're done, but it doesn't show up on this page. Okay. So we're not going to see all of those marks in one place, even if we have the all column selected. It's a little bit of a limitation, but it's made up for in the way the students see these marks. So we just check back with Jezia. We'll see that they have, and we switch back to all. I apologize. My example has two alls, and so some of them are a little bit confusing. Just while this loads, there we go. So you can see that I've entered all of these things in here. All right. So if we go by assignment and take a look at the single assignment view, then this is another way that we can enter marks using the standards-based gradebook. So for example, if you switch to view all assignments, then you're going to see it selected by standard. But if you select just a single assignment, then you'll see the standards, reporting standard scores right up here. This is kind of exciting because now you can go through the whole class without going student by student. And it's probably the way we're more used to entering things assignment by assignment. So for Sarah Gina, we have these two categories. We can just plug those in there like that. And finally, over here, and it doesn't matter whether we're in single student view or assignment view, there is an option to put in some assignment feedback. Okay? That assignment feedback is very similar to how we wrote a comment on people's report cards. You have this little caption bubble right here, and it pops up with those last two columns. So you can write feedback for Jezia here. You can make a note. Now the notes will not be shown to students, so you can write struggles with paraform, and the student will not see that. Okay. And you can do that for every single assignment for every single student. The student will see the feedback, will see these standards marks, and if you want to give an overall, again, you can do that. So that's two ways to do it right, okay? Doing it student by student. If you are doing it by student, you don't have to go back to the page every single time because there is a tab here that says go to the next record. So you can go from student to student just by clicking on that. Okay. That is how I have entered marks using the standards-based gradebook. I once again welcome your questions and concerns. Um, okay, why isn't it taking a picture? Oh, it's taking a video.